welcome back for another Star Trek The Official Starships Collection review. In front of me now I have a special exclusive web shop only edition, the Mirror Defiant, or as it is called here, the ISS Defiant, which some would say is inaccurate considering that the Terran Empire no longer existed by the time the ship was built or copied by Smiley O'Brien. But nevertheless, it is here, and I have a magazine and the ship, and I'll put it aside for just a minute and let's look at this. So it is the ISS Defiant NX-74205, but for realistic purposes we're just going to call it the Mirror Defiant. Of course, it was launched in 2370 in the Mirror Universe. It is 170.68 meters long and can go as fast as warp 9.982. It was constructed at Terok Nor, the Cardassian space station in orbit of Bajor. It has 4 decks, can hold a crew of 40, goes fast as warp 9, and has 4 pulse phaser cannons, 6 torpedo launchers, and the captain is none other than Miles Smiley O'Brien. Turn the page and you have a nice underside dorsal view of the ship there, as well as text from the episodes it's appeared in. Basically, in a nutshell, this ship was copied by Smiley O'Brien, the Mirror Universe version of Miles O'Brien. He copied the database of the Prime Universe, hoping that maybe its contents would come in handy someday, and ultimately they did. So he constructed a Defiant, so he kidnapped Captain Sisko, or Jake Sisko, to lure Captain Sisko over to help him finish building the Defiant to defend the station from an attack against the Klingon Cardassian Alliance. And there's more about that, as well as screen caps. And interesting, unlike the magazine and the model itself, you can see in this screen cap that the Defiant, the Mirror Defiant, has no decals of any kind. It shouldn't have anything whatsoever other than just the paint job. It shouldn't have an ISS. It shouldn't even have the name Defiant on it. It should just be plain, no symbols, no nothing. So yeah, that's anyway. And turning the page, and there's the centerfold showing where everything is. And here's a nice section which I thought was fun to read about going back to the Mirror Universe. More on that. And interestingly enough, Deep Space Nine is the only show that really explored the Mirror Universe like in depth. Eventually Enterprise did a couple of episodes in there, and of course the original series only had that one episode. There were none on Voyager and none on the Next Generation. So it was Deep Space Nine that really picked up the slack and gave us a real glimpse of the Mirror Universe. And here's another section, I'm looking through the mirror, and basically this explains how they're able to put 2 of the same actor in the same frame in the episode, so you can be like seeing doubles. The Forrest Gump effect almost. And there's more on that, and there's some Trials and Tribulations scenes there. And the Emperor's New Cloak looks like, another Mirror Universe episode. And the on-screen appearance page. Its first appearance, of course, was in Shattered Mirror in Season 4 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Unlike its counterpart, it was not destroyed. It was designed by Jim Martin and, of course, Tony Meininger. According to the trivia down here, which I guess would make sense, this ship, the Defiant, was named after the other Defiant, the USS Defiant, not the one that it was copied after, but the Constitution-class Defiant that was sucked over into the Mirror Universe by the Tholians in the Mirror Universe episodes of Star Trek Enterprise called In a Mirror Darkly Parts 1 and 2. So yeah, that is the magazine for the Mirror Defiant. On the back, have a nice image of the ship there on the cover. And you'll also notice that it says M3, which is Mirror Universe number 3. This is the third Mirror Universe issue that we have. The first being the ISS Enterprise, original Enterprise, followed by the ISS Enterprise, the NX class from Inner Mirror Darkly, and finally the Defiant. So here is the model itself. Let's get it out. Alright, and the first impression is it looks exactly like the original Defiant model that we got back in issue 9 or 10 or whatever it is. Except the coloring is slightly different. This is more accurate in terms of color. So excellent paint job, and unlike the regular Defiant, they got the symbols and stuff in the right place, going in the right direction. It's very, very nice, very detailed, of course. Got the blue in the back for the warp nacelles. Got the red, of course, in the front. Got to be careful with this part, which can easily break off if you're not careful. Overall, it's a very nice model. Very pleased with it. It was kind of stupid to get, to be honest, because we have the other Defiant, and really all you have to do is scrape off all of the paint or scrape off all of the decals, and essentially you have a Mirror Defiant. But you know, you're a completist, I'm a completist, so I had to do it. The fact that it says ISS Enterprise and it has the symbol of the Terran Empire is kind of inaccurate, because as I mentioned earlier, in the Mirror Universe, the Terran Empire was long gone by the time Smiley O'Brien and his band of rebels constructed this ship. So I don't know. If it were to be accurate, it should be just a normal paint job, maybe the stripes or whatnot, but there should be no USS, no ISS, no registration, no NX-74205, no Terran Empire symbol, medallions, any of that. It should be just plain, just the ship, bare bones and everything. It's a nice model. It looks nice. Of course, it's metal and plastic. If you love the Mirror Universe, then definitely pick this up. But is it worth it? Probably not, I would say, because it's like double dipping. And I know I have a couple of Defiants already. And, you know, you're basically paying $20 for a different paint job, essentially. You know, but I guess it's nice to have one that's different from the other one. But yeah, overall, it's a very nice model. I'm not unhappy with it. But yeah, if you have multiple Defiants at home, at least 2, and you really want to have a mirror version of it, you can just simply scrape off the registration and the insignia, and boom, there you go. You have a Mirror Defiant. And it will actually probably be more accurate than this. And of course, it comes with a stand, similar to the original Defiant we got many moons ago, and it docks in place like that. So yeah, that was the Mirror that was the Mirror ISS Defiant / just Mirror Defiant. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, hail the Empire.